Good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your news in motion. What is happening out there on this Wednesday morning, December the 2nd, 2020? Good morning to all of you who are joining me this morning. Good morning, Shirley. What's up, sister? How are you? Did you get rid of all those chicken wings? Or turkey wings. Can't remember how many you had, but you had a lot. Good morning, Pastor Alex. How are you? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Brenda Random. And good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not sure where you may be located, but it is pretty cold in Columbus, Ohio. Good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Latrice. Good morning, Davia. Good morning, people. Good morning to all of you. Hey, y'all up this early morning. All right now. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Another day, right, y'all? You said you did, Shirley? That's good because you was cooking. You was a cooking sister, girl. Good morning, Philip. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, Oscar, Pastor Alex, what is it like in the Baltimore, Maryland area? Good morning, Marion. It's cold and snowy here in Columbus. Marion, tell us what it's like in the Cleveland area. Good morning, Adrian. How much snow did y'all get in the Cleveland area? Yeah, it's cold outside. That's all I'm going to say. It's cold. When you get a draft inside, you know it's cold outside. That's what's happening. All right, y'all, want to get started this morning with the news as all of you are coming in again. Good morning to all of you. Today is Wednesday. Good morning, John Gore, to my brother. Today is Wednesday, December the 2nd, 2020. And again, it is cold out here. You said it is cold and be more also. Okay. Have I recovered from my short break? Look, I missed y'all. What are you talking about? Yeah, I recovered, but I missed y'all. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all, let's start off with this. And I don't know how I missed this. Maybe it's because I was on a break. Good morning, Antoinette. And I missed it because I really did stay away from the news, but I was going through old reports and things. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. You said it's cold and snowy, so that's in the Lorraine area. And so I was going through old reports and I came across this and I was like, you said ice cold alphas. John Gore, only you. Brenda says 26 in Oberlin. All right, y'all, but I was going through old news pieces. Well, from my time off. And came across, so I want to start by say his name. Aiden Ellison. Robert Keegan, age 47, a year-old white man, is facing murder charges after allegedly shooting Aiden, age 19, to death in the parking lot over loud music. So again, we have this whole loud music piece and a shooting and a murder from that. They were both staying at the Stratford Inn, and this was taking place at 4 a.m. Now, I will say the police chief is saying that they have already charged Robert Keegan and that he did it, that he did it, and he's going to be held accountable. So let's give a shout out to the police chief who said, no, we're moving this forward. He did it. It's 4 a.m. He's the one that brought a gun into the argument. So, but let's still say his name. It's a 19-year-old who was in his car playing loud music. Good morning, Karen. All right, y'all, let the pardons begin. Y'all know it was coming. New York Times is reporting that the occupant has discussed with advisors whether to grant pre-exemptive pardons to his adult children, his son-in-law, and his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. But y'all, here's my question. Why you need them? If you ain't doing anything, why do you need a pardon? If you didn't do anything, why do you need a pardon? That's my question. That's what I want to know. Good morning, Kelly Lee. Good morning, Pastor Jackie. Good morning. So, so that's happening. So he's already looking at pardons. Thought you didn't do anything. Thought you didn't do anything. But I guess you did, hey? But here's the thing. The New York, the AG, what's her name? AG James. She's like, do what you want to federal, but you're going to have to answer to the state of New York. She ain't playing around. Good morning, Judy. She ain't playing around. Good morning, Mike Nicholson. Good morning. So, y'all, that's what's happening. So he wants to pardon. He's like asking questions about pardon. Himself, I'm sure he's included. People are asking the question, can a president pardon themselves? Well, to my understanding, everything I looked at, he can turn over, good morning, Demia. He could turn over the presidency to Pence. Pence can then pardon him, and then Pence could give him back the presidency. That's just too much stuff. You know, if you got to go through all these hoops to do this, what did you do? What did you do? All right, y'all, the DOJ is investigating a possible pay for pardon scheme. Yeah, that's happening. You know, anymore, good morning, Deborah Sneed, anymore you just like, are you surprised? So all of this is unfolding in these last days of this administration. It's just all unfolding. The Justice Department in August investigated a potential bribery for pardon scheme in which a large political contribution would be offered in exchange for a presidential pardon. That's happening. The documents are showing that they don't see a direct connection with the current occupant, but it's still out there, you know. All right, speaking of the DOJ reporting, you know, he's now in trouble. When I woke up, I got about 3:30 or whatever. You know, again, my alerts would go off. And I picked it up and it showed AG Barr and Trump leaving the White House real early in the morning. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So I was like checking out, looking at all my different sources to find out what's going on. The word is we'll probably get a tweet today that Barr's been fired. And we don't know yet. We don't know. Good morning, Patricia. We don't know yet. But see, this is what happened. AG Barr is like, this is a sinking ship and it's not looking too good. So let me come out and say there's no evidence of voter fraud. Now, y'all know the occupant was like summoning him to the office immediately. Like, you get over here right now. So there's no telling what's about to jump off today. So I'm going to be in front of my fax machine, which, you know, yeah, we still have those. The printers, my iPad, my computer, everything, looking to see what is happening because something is brewing there. Something is brewing. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning. Gail, Sister Girl's translation is giving me life. Look, you got to break it down like this. You just got to give it to you like, Barr don't care right now. No, he don't care because he's probably thinking, what am I in? What did I do? How far did I go? Let me get out. Y'all saw what Scott Atlas did the other day. He was like, peace, I'm out of here. I don't know why he was there in the first place, so boy, bye. But why was he, you know, they're jumping ship. They're like, But hold on, y'all, hold on. That goes to my next title, just stop it. Just stop it. Y'all, Gabriel Sterling is a high-ranking Georgia election official who walked to the lectern at the state capitol, and I'm reading this from New York Times, and then I'm going to paraphrase it to my language, to the state capitol in Atlanta on Tuesday, and he was angry. He was mad. He wasn't playing around, and he denounced the violent threats and harassment directed at people working on election issues, urging the occupant to condemn it. Here's his quote. He says, it has to stop, said Mr. Sterling, a Republican. He goes on with this quote and says, Mr. President, Mr. President, you have not condemned this language or these actions. I'll read that again. Mr. President, you have not condemned this language or these actions. This has to stop. You need to step it up. And if you're going to take a position of leadership, show some. That's what he said. That's what he said. Then he started calling out Republicans, y'all. Sterling wasn't fooling around. Gabriel Sterling said, enough with this. See, what's happening are the people in the offices, they're now becoming harassed. They're receiving death threats. Their families are receiving threats. They know what people are living, so they're putting their addresses out there in public. This has gone crazy. This is over the top. This has gone too far. This has gone too far. So Gabriel Sterling came out and started calling out other officials. He called out Mitch McConnell. He called out Nancy Pelosi. He called out past Republican presidents like George Bush. He called out other presidents. He said, this has to stop. He said, somebody's going to get killed. Those were his words. Somebody is going to get killed. Stop this. Stop this. So all of this is happening in Atlanta when we're going into January the 5th. So imagine this for a moment, people. This is another frame of voter suppression. Let's scare the people so much that they won't turn out to vote on January the 5th. And they're already arguing mail-in ballots. They're already trying to stop people from registering. And if you're in the Georgia area or moving and you have until December the 7th to register to be a voter to vote in the January the 5th election, the runoff election. So this is what's happening right now, y'all. This is unfolding. This is happening. It's almost like this is a strange mentality. You want an office that bad that you're going to threaten people? Come on, y'all. This has gone too far. All right, y'all. So let's talk about his last days because Black lives do matter. So, of the 5 upcoming federal executions during this lame duck period, 4 of them are Black men. 4 of them are Black men that the Trump administration is ordering to execute. 4 of them are Black men, and 1 is a woman, the first woman ever. 4 of them are Black men. Now, while the 5th will be a first woman to be executed by the federal government in nearly 70 years, these federal executions come in concert with the rally cry for racial justice and for an overhaul of America's policing and criminal justice systems that has left a disproportionate number of Black people arrested, jailed, convicted, and dead. More than 44% of the remaining 54 people on federal death row are Black. Let me read that again. More than 44% of the remaining 54 people on federal death row are Black, according to the Death Penalty Information Center, even though Black people make up only 13% of the U.S. population. So let that sink in. Now, I want you to also pay attention to this. And this is how he, the occupant, has ordered these executions. The first one, which is a Black man, will be executed on International Human Rights Day. How evil can you be that you're going to order an execution on International Human Rights Day? The last execution during his tenure, before he departs stage left from the White House, kicking, yelling, fighting, whatever it is he's going to do. The last one, which is also a Black man, is scheduled to be executed. Y'all ready for this? On Martin Luther King, on MLK Day. On MLK Day, y'all. Y'all heard me, on MLK Day. Let that sink in. This is what we're dealing with. This, I'm going back. I know the election is just ended. At least we think it's ended. But I'm going back to reasons why we must vote. Reasons why we must complete the census. I shared with y'all yesterday how he's trying to throw out immigrants, their census, their numbers, the data that would change congressional seats, y'all. The congressional district. Y'all, this is serious. This is serious. And they say we are right. You're right, Kimberly, Gail. You're right. So this is what's happening. Y'all, this is why I do what I do to keep, because we don't all sit and watch news. We're not all into news like that. And my goal is to come here and give y'all a recap, whatever that looks like. Whatever this looks like. So y'all, the coronavirus numbers, 14,108,606. Again, I go to the World Health Organization, confirmed cases. Y'all, this time last week. And why yesterday I gave y'all this time last week. Today I'm giving it to you as well. I'm going to do that a couple of times during the week. And having a conversation with John Gore, he was saying, what would that look like to see those numbers, the change in the numbers a week later? And I thought that was so brilliant so we can really take hold of what these numbers really look like. So y'all, this time last week, there were 12,957,042. We have jumped 1,151,564 in 1 week. In 1 week. In 1 week. In 1 week. 276,979 deaths. There are 8,333,255 that have recovered. This is what's happening, y'all, with the coronavirus. New York Times is reporting with Johns Hopkins Hospital. As conditions worsens and winter approaches, this is a direct quote, the governors of Iowa and North Dakota ordered residents to wear masks. They finally ordered them to wear masks. State leaders have imposed curfews in Ohio and most of California, and more than 1.2 million cases announced in 1 week stretch. Officials worried aloud about the impact, especially after Thanksgiving gathering. Good morning, Jeffrey. And they go on to say, and they're sounding the alarm. They've been sounding the alarm. Deaths are rising quickly towards their spring peaks, surpassing more than 2,000 a day for the first time since early May. So y'all, we have to really, you got to write your own narrative. You know, I'm kind of like Governor DeWine here in Ohio that he said yesterday. He said, I don't know what else to tell you. He said, I've given y'all numbers. I've asked y'all to do this. We're on a curfew. People are breaking curfew. He says, I don't know what else to tell you. And we got to do something. At some point, people need to wake up and do something. All right, y'all. So that was heavy news. Let me give you something fun. I saw this news report. I was like, I just got to share this just for the laughter. And hopefully I can get through it without laughing all the way through it. So y'all want to talk about Zoom call gone wild. Zoom call gone wild. Y'all, Blavity News is reporting, and I checked it out, it's all over the place. A Buffalo School Board district member has come under fire for acting unprofessionally during a Zoom video conference with other board members. According to WGRZ2 News, Paulette Woods, her name is Paulette Woods, appeared fed up during a heated November the 18th online board meeting on which she dropped F-bombs, she flipped the bird, and she seemingly was drinking wine throughout the entire Zoom call. That's what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening. And she, in the allegation, she has since disputed, but the board meeting was being recorded, and they said she just kept dropping the F-bomb. They said she gave the flipping the bird to several people that they know that she doesn't like, and they said, and she was literally pouring from the wine bottle into her drink, which was a coffee mug, but people could see her pouring the wine into her cup, and she was drinking and I guess throwing the cup around. I saw a short video of it, but it's since been taken down, but I was cracking up. I thought, we got to end with some fun news. All right, y'all, so for the win. So y'all, really, Zoom calls, they go wild. People come in, they're not remembering that they don't have clothes on. They get up and walk away from the bottom. You got to remember, you're on Zoom and people can see it. I'm just like, what's happening here? All right, y'all, for the win. Nakia Smith for the win. Y'all have to read about Nakia Smith. She's a 22-year-old TikToker, Adrian will be excited about this, who has gone viral. And again, this is Blavity reported this, and also NPR, and also CNN. Reports that the internet has quickly fallen in love with the 22-year-old Nakia Smith, who went viral thanks to her informative video about Black American Sign Language. Smith comes from a 4-generation family of deaf people and have decided to use her experience to create dozens of videos of conversations with her great-grandparents that have since racked up millions of views on TikTok. Her videos have led to an increased interest in how Black people sign and the differences found in the language primarily used in Black deaf communities. Now, here's her direct quote that I just fell in love with. She says, and this was direct quote on CNN, she says, the biggest difference between Black American Sign Language and American Sign Language is that Black American Sign Language got seasoning. That's her direct quote. I'll say this. The biggest difference between Black American Sign Language and American Sign Language is that Black American Sign Language got seasoning. So she gets the win. Nakia gets the win. Nakia Smith, age 22. And also y'all need to check her out on Netflix. Check her out and show her some love. Give her thumbs up on her videos. Share her videos. She has a Cash App out there as well. Please show Nakia Smith some love. All right, y'all, here's my inspirational message today, and we're out of here. Y'all, it's time for a stirring. It is time for a stirring. It is time for a stirring. And it's time for us to bring our gifts to the table. On yesterday, thank you to everyone who cashed out $29 to help with those who are food insecure. Yesterday, by midnight, we had a total of $426 with that. I reached out, actually it was a few weeks ago, I reached out to the community director of Aldi's Food, because Aldi's is located in so many different cities and states, and we're trying to find a way to make this work so that we can do either gift cards, or people can come and get their discounts, get money off their food bill. Some families depend upon the sliding scale, whatever that looks like. So it's time for us to bring our gifts to the table. So if anybody wants to take the lead on this, because I want us to be transparent, I want to share the information, and I want us all working this together. We're a family, we're a community. So it's time for us to bring our gifts to the table. What does that look like? What are you sitting on that God is saying it's time for that to be stirred up within you? Whatever that is, whatever that looks like. Is it a podcast? Is it a television broadcast? Is it a new business? Is it producing books? Is it training? Is it designing something like a Facebook platform? Is it designing something like a TikTok? Is it designing whatever that may look like? What is it? What building can we all secure and create that as a museum, or create that as a place where we're all coming together to work? How can we connect all these different cities together? See, it's time for us to stir up the gifts. Stir up the gifts on the inside of us, because I believe that there's great things. We talked about the dollar houses in Italy yesterday. You know, when I was done, I was really serious about that. Can y'all imagine if we all bought a home there? Or 2 homes, or come on, it's $1 a home, or 5 homes each. And then we just all took control of that community. Can you imagine that? And we fly in once a year to have a big party or something, or celebration, or do a fundraiser. See, I think big like that. My family thinks I'm crazy. I have some crazy, crazy faith. And I believe when God says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe that. I take the Bible at his word. I believe that no weapon formed against me or any of you shall prosper. I believe that we are the head and not the tail. That means it's time for us to come together. Y'all, it's time for us to have some economic power. It's time for us to have a voice at the table. So as we stir up the gifts, what gift are you bringing to the table? We need to know. What's your strength? What are your weaknesses? So, you know, because where you may be weak, somebody else may be strong. And if we bring those together, it's time for us to stop being so territorial and being afraid that somebody may take something. Nobody can take anything that God has already destined for you. Nobody can do that. That's not happening. But see, what happens is we allow the enemy to speak lies to us, and so we shrink back. Well, it's time for us to come boldly forward to the table. You know, we see the memes out there talking about bring your own chair. Well, no, I'm not only going to bring my own chair. I'm going to take the chair that belongs to me. Because my seat is at the table like your seat is at the table. And I believe there's a stirring of the gifts in this season. And the thing is, we need to hear when God says, okay, it's time for you to launch this. So let's begin to launch these things together. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I want us to all begin to have a conversation. If you're bold enough, put in the thread today, what's your gift? Because somebody in this group may need the gift that you have. Somebody, trust me, I'm not a financial person. Not at all. Not at all. Just ask my husband. That's not me. So I have people do that. Y'all know I have millennials doing everything else when it comes to news in motion and ministry in motion. I can't do all that. They were talking about, and y'all know this happens. I was listening to them in a conversation, and they were saying, well, that's what you call transference. Now I'm thinking spiritual. You know, sometimes when you all spiritually highly minded, whatever, you think everything is spiritual, and to some degree it is. But they were talking about how you have conversations, and then all of a sudden it populates on your phone or on your Facebook page or on your Twitter page or on your Instagram page. That's called, in their language, transference. You're speaking something and it's popping up. Oh, now that can preach. Speak those things as though they are. So if the technology can populate things and we speak it, imagine if we're speaking life and how God will populate things because we are being both. Now that can preach, y'all. Now there's one for you, Pastor Alex. There's one for you. As we speak things on the phone and we see them in our emails and on our smartphones and on our iPads and on our tablets, man, that can preach, Pastor Alex. You can have that one for free. You can have that one for free, dude. That one can preach. Now it's time for us to speak it. Speak those things. Speak those things, y'all. It's time for us to connect. Stop being an island. Let's bring those gifts to the table and share those gifts with one another. Because there are people in this community that needs what you have. All right, y'all, I'm Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Until tomorrow, 7:25 a.m. right here. I will wait and see you then. I'm sure it's going to pop off today. So get ready. Bring your coffee, your mimosa, whatever. We're going to have countdown tomorrow, too. I got a countdown for you. Y'all thought that the 80s music was something. Wait until y'all hear the countdown tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be on. It's going to be popping. So y'all remember, go check out Nakia Smith on Netflix with the Black American Sign Language. And y'all don't forget your one family. This is day 2 of your one family. If those of you who didn't hear yesterday, we're all going to focus on one family this December. Not just till Christmas, but from until the end of the month. You don't have to tell them that you're lavishing them. It's one family. You can pray for them. You can gift them. You can cash app them. You can speak a word. You can lift them up. Whatever that is, you can do it. Also, before I forget, Deborah Johnson designs individual greeting cards. Please check her out. Deborah, if you don't mind, put that in the thread again. Check her out. Call her. Don't wait till last minute, y'all, because, you know, this December be over soon. So if you need some greeting cards, get with Deborah Johnson today to get those greeting cards. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I really do. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.